From the outside looking in, the entire MMA world can feel the tension tightening around the heavyweight division. And at the center of it all stands Tom Aspinall, a champion who has given everything to the UFC, yet now finds himself caught in a wave of backlash, disrespect, and wild speculation. Rumors are already spreading with claims that Dana White is furious, that he has finally reached his limit with the chaos surrounding the heavyweight title, and that he might even be considering stripping Tom Aspinall after what some fans are accusing of being a fake injury.
Bully Aspinall has finally come out. Tom Aspinall is showing he doesn't care about the UFC and the UFC fans who have been giving him shit for a long time.
He's going at the fans, he's going at Dana White, and he's going at Ciryl Gane.
Let's go over what he said. Ciryl Gane is a cheater. He goes into fights looking to eye poke, back of the head shots. He even said John Jones, before he fought Ciryl Gane, called him a cheater as well. Then he says he's pissed off with Dana White. And he's also said he's got Brown syndrome, which is a pretty serious eye condition, which may involve surgery. He's not training right now. He just wants to get his eyes back to 100%.
And you know what? It's all warranted. Dana White, very unnecessary comments after that fight.
You know, he's very much been the nice guy, the polite Englishman, the gentleman. Now, he doesn't care. The gloves are off. And this Tom Aspinall is going to sell fights. And dare I say, he's going to knock out Ciryl Gane. He's coming in with a vengeance in the rematch.
Tom Aspinall went to the doctors, and the doctors has confirmed that he's got some issues with his eyeballs. He's got some soft tissue damage to the eyeballs, and that will happen when a 6'6" Frenchman sticks both of his fingers knuckle deep into your eyeballs, okay? So that's not surprising. But what is surprising is that he has something called Brown syndrome, which basically is where the eyes aren't moving in tandem with one another. So therefore, the eyes, which are basically cameras, right, for your brain, in case you don't know, they're seeing different images. And when you see different images, you see double, or maybe sometimes the brain cuts out one of the images so that it doesn't get confusing and you don't get headaches and stuff like that. And then, of course, when you're only seeing through one eye, you have problems with depth perception.
So for Tom, unfortunately, and even his dad said this, he's like, Tom has 3 fights left on his contract, and then we're going to get a boxing super fight. We're out of here. Because think about it. Let's say he beats Ciryl Gane, right? So we're never seeing that again. Who else would you pay to see him fight? Now it's gonna be free on
only John Jones, only.
Yeah, so he has 3 fights left. So you're gonna get Ciryl Gane. He'll get the winner of Alex John, which happened at the White House, and then maybe fight if he loses that, which he will if it's John. If he were to lose that, he fights the loser of John versus Alex. Those are your 3 fights from Tom, and then you go to box because let's say he's re-signed for 6 fights. Who are you gonna watch him fight? Volkov already beat him.
Are you
Pavlich already beat him.
Yeah.
Curtis Blades beat him.
Yeah.
Almeida, he doesn't deserve to be in the top 5. Acosta, those top fucking, besides Curtis Blades, 2 through 15 aren't even in the top 25 of this 2015. So for Tom, he was born at the wrong fucking time.
And while the word stripped is nothing more than clickbait noise born from the wildfire of online speculation, the truth behind Dana White's frustration and the pressure weighing on Aspinall feels very real. And it has been building much longer than anyone wants to admit, because Dana White's irritation didn't begin with the eye poke. It started long before that, back when the heavyweight title became a problem he never anticipated. John Jones vanished for more than a year while Aspinall stepped up. The super fight Dana wanted collapsed without a sound. And Tom Aspinall was left holding a belt he never chased, while the company scrambled to salvage one of the biggest matchups in UFC history. Then Aspinall did what he always does. He stayed respectful, stayed active, stayed loyal. He accepted backup roles. He saved events. He filled the gaps. He took the Ciryl Gane fight the moment it hit the table, even though everyone, including Dana, expected Tom to walk through him without breaking a sweat. It wasn't the showdown the UFC hoped for. It was maintenance work, damage control, a necessary obligation, until that obligation exploded in Dana White's face.
Give us your reaction to the eye poke and how it all went out.
I mean, I feel the way everybody feels. Great showing, shitty ending, you know?
It would seem obvious that a rematch is right on the cards. Would you like to just rebook these guys as soon as Tom is able to get back in there?
Yeah, total pain in the ass, but yes.
One, I mean, John is fully, other than saying, the amount, saying it's on me, it's my bad. A little surprising. It's what, 5 months later and they haven't met, they haven't talked. Like you would think, hey, can we meet? I'll fly to Vegas. Let's go out. I'll meet you in your office anytime you're ready. I'll fly to any event, whatever. Would suggest, I don't know if you guys feel otherwise, it would suggest Dana was pretty pissed that he gave him his word and he backed out on the word. That's what it seems like to me. But he's continuing with this thing that he wants to be on the White House card. He wants to make it up. He wants the opportunity. Now, he doesn't want the fight. To the best of our knowledge, they never talked about an Alex Pereira fight. They wanted him to fight Tom Aspinall. And he had agreed, and then he reneged. And so there's no indication. One would think that they would see the light and say, hey, Pereira versus Jones makes a lot of sense. Jones isn't holding up a division. He doesn't have to fight anyone in particular. And Pereira could just move up and give up that title, and we could do Yuri versus Carlos Alberg. One would think that they would be interested in it. The question is, can Dana get over his disappointment, his anger towards John reneging on his word? But this was kind of the first time that John confirmed that, yes, he did in fact give his word, and he did back out.
Just think about the way that Dana White talks about Conor and his participation in this card, which is where we're in lockstep. We're talking to Conor every day. It seems like there's that, and then there's the John Jones where it's like, don't want to talk about it. John Jones is the only one talking about it, completely one-sided. To me, John Jones feels like the break glass in case of emergency option for the UFC, right? Like if Conor can't do it, then you get over it, you swallow your pride, and you hit up John Jones. But until Conor McGregor's out, I feel like John's on the outs.
This eye's still a little bit blurry. The other part of this eye is blurry. But the main thing that's bothering me at the minute is double vision.
When he's looking up and in, the left eye is going up and in extremely well. The right eye is kind of stopping. You see how the right eye is just not as high up as the left, and that's a restriction. So the eye wants to go and he wants to track it, but the more I do this, the more he's going to start aching in that upper inner aspect. And then what he's going to do is, if he's in a fight situation, he's not going to be dealing with it. He doesn't want the ache in the eye, and he also doesn't want to have double. So what he's going to do is tilt his head. So that's on that side. If you look at the left, which should be matching it, so you're looking across, up as much as you can, and you can see how, again, with the right eye it's up and out, but the left eye is just not able to go as extremely up as possible.
When I got poked in the eye, obviously, and then people were like, his eye wasn't even red. Does your eye always go red when there's something wrong, or is that?
You can absolutely lose your vision without having a painful red eye. So you don't need a red eye to have blurred vision at all. So no.
Yeah. So how long till I can train properly, spar?
It's a long road ahead, but the prognosis is guarded at the moment. I would recommend that you wouldn't fight until your double vision's resolved.
A brutal, perfectly placed eye poke ends the fight before it even begins. And instantly, the narrative turns against Tom Aspinall. Fans attack him. Fighters mock him. Pundits twist the moment into a sign of weakness. And Dana White, already worn down by the chaos in this division, steps to the podium and says the one thing Tom Aspinall never expected to hear: he decided not to continue. A single sentence that instantly transforms confusion into a smear campaign. A sentence that makes it sound like quitting, when in reality Aspinall was battling vision disruption, neurological interference, and the first signs of an injury serious enough to jeopardize his future. Then the truth drops. Tom Aspinall breaks his silence with a raw update video, explaining that the eye poke caused a dangerous condition where one eye stopped tracking in sync with the other. The headaches, the dizziness, the risk of lasting damage, suddenly everything fits. Suddenly everything makes sense. And the entire story flips. The fans who mocked him now look reckless. The fighters who joked now look heartless. The voices who accused him of quitting now look clueless.
I feel as Tom's a great athlete, but I do feel like he's a one-trick pony.
When you look at people talking shit online of like, oh, he's ducking this guy or he's dodging this guy, they haven't seen the work that you've done in the past and how dominant you've been. We know you're not ducking this guy. I mean, talk to me about what you saw in his fight with Gane. I mean, because Gane looked like he was controlling the fight.
With Cyril Gane?
Yeah.
I believe that his wrestling and jiu-jitsu is incredibly overrated. He has a beautiful 1-2. I got to learn a lot about his patterns in his last fight. Beautiful 1-2. That's really about it. He couldn't touch Cyril Gane at all. That's the way I felt. I felt like Gane was just getting warmed up. Gane's hands was down. He was shaking his shoulders, bouncing around.
He was touching him. That jab. He busted him open.
He was so comfortable.
I think Tom was looking for a way out, and he took it. He needs to change his game plan.
When Tom gets hurt, he's like immediately incapacitated. It's like, he poked my eye.
He never tried to look. It was rag on the eye immediately. He doesn't have the dog in him.
This eye's still a little bit blurry. The other part of this eye is blurry. But the main thing that's bothering me at the minute is double vision.
When he's looking up and in, the left eye is going up and in extremely well. The right eye is kind of stopping. You see how the right eye is just not as high up as the left, and that's a restriction. So the eye wants to go and he wants to track it, but the more I do this, the more he's going to start aching in that upper inner aspect. And what he's going to do is, if he's in a fight situation, he's not going to be dealing with it. He doesn't want the ache in the eye, and he also doesn't want to have double. So what he's going to do is tilt his head. So that's on that side. If you look at the left, which should be matching it, so you're looking across, up, 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 as much as you can. And you can see how, again, with the right eye, it's up and out, but the left eye is just not able to go as extremely up as possible.
When I got poked in the eye, obviously, and then people were like, his eye wasn't even red. Does your eye always go red when there's something wrong, or is that?
You can absolutely lose your vision without having a painful red eye. So you don't need a red eye to have blurred vision at all. So no.
Yeah. So how long till I can train properly, spar?
It's a long road ahead, but the prognosis is guarded at the moment. I would recommend that you wouldn't fight until your double vision's resolved.
And the pressure shifts right back to the man at the top, Dana White. Because people are asking why a champion who has saved multiple events, who has stepped up time and time again, who has never disrespected the sport or the company, was met with dismissal instead of support. They bring up Francis Ngannou, a heavyweight champion who felt undervalued. They bring up John Jones, who walked away from the biggest fight in the division's history. They bring up every strained relationship Dana White has had with his heavyweight stars. And suddenly, Tom Aspinall, the one heavyweight who has always been loyal, is being pushed into that same category by fans who believe he's being mistreated all over again. Online, the rumor machine is spiraling out of control. Dana's stripping the belt. Tom faked the injury. The UFC is done with him. None of it is true, but all of it is loud. And the louder it gets, the more pressure lands on Dana White's shoulders. Because if Tom Aspinall's eye injury is as serious as the doctors say, the UFC may lose its most promising heavyweight champion in years. Not because he refused to fight, but because he fought through an injury no athlete should ever ignore. And that's where this entire storm really begins. Tom Aspinall is no longer staying quiet. His patience is gone. His respect has limits. And for the first time since holding the heavyweight belt, the world is seeing a different Tom. A Tom who refuses to let his legacy be rewritten by people who weren't even in the cage. He is firing back. He is exposing the truth. He is defending his name with every ounce of fire he has left. And the next time he steps into an octagon, he will not be fighting for a belt or a bonus or a ranking. He will be fighting to erase the biggest smear campaign of his career. The champion is not done. The champion is not faking. The champion is coming back angry. And the UFC had better be.